Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be delving into the new series called How to Dominate the Chessboard. And in this series we're going to be playing against bots, analyze player games, analyze important games, tournaments, and stuff like that, and explain concepts, give you some tips, opening principles, and just generally help you on your chess grind to whatever elo range you want. Now, in this first video, of course, we're going to be playing against like two bots. It will always be one game with white, one game with black. If it's player games, well, it's probably going to be most of the time rapid, and in some cases blitz, or even in rare occasions bullet. But for now, it's going to be rapid or bot games. So yeah, let's get into that. And join the Discord, link in the description. And yeah, hope you can solve this main in 5 in the puzzle I have in front of you. I didn't. I'm joking. I did it first try because it was kind of easy to find it. Let's get to the video. Okay, so we're going to be playing with David, our good guy here. In the first video, I'm going to take the white pieces because it's the first video, honestly. I'm going to give you concepts, tips, opening principles, and general advice, how to formulate a plan, identify weaknesses, and general tips on the game. So let's begin. I'm going to put it on 1600 elo because that's probably my ceiling. My ceiling is like 1800, so yeah. For now, it's 1800. It might reach 2000 in like 10 years. Openings-wise, if you ask me, you can play any opening you want. You can play any opening you want. I believe that openings are the voice of the game, so I'll just play d4. I'm most likely going to go for a Queen's Gambit. Or Chapowski. Okay, d5, we can play Queen's Gambit. It's not really Gambit because the pawn is very hard to defend once you take it. Knight to f6. Okay, that's really a mistake by the bot. That's insane. It isn't seen a lot anymore because it's sort of refuted if you think about it. Because when you defend against the Queen's Gambit, you can't quite, keep the knight on the... Well, come on, man. Okay. Nice. Let's just defend the... Okay, so Mr. David is doing stuff. I put it on 1600. I'm 100% sure. So we can just fork him. Basically, if you see non-standard stuff in the opening and you're not quite sure what to do, just look for tactics, look for tricks, look for, try to win ideas type thing, and tactics generally. So yeah, let's go here. Now he does have e5. We could play m-peasant actually here. We can actually do that. It's not a bad move. Because it takes our queen that we, take back with check, and we maintain our two-pawn advantage. So I want to be a pog and take it. Taking en passant, that's a good idea. Yeah. So I think he didn't know that was a move. Anyway, now it's time we move our queen, actually. So let's move it to a bit of a safer square. Let's move it. I do want to keep the d-pawn defended still. So I'm probably just going to move it to c4. Keep everything defended, keep everything nice and tidy. Okay, he really wants the d-pawn, Jesus. Alright then, if you really want the d-pawn so bad, let me just, pin you. And trade queens with you. Now, there's no counterplay. It's just, if you're up like a good amount of material, it's better to just trade the queens. And here we can ignore the pawn that is currently hanging. I'm going to introduce the concept of danger levels. Counterattacking. Now, we do lose the pawn because I'm stupid. Let's see. Oh. I was going to undo because I'm stupid. Let's undo real quick because I'm stupid. If your pawn wasn't hanging, of course, you could have played danger levels, but we're just going to defend it because we're lame. And also, we invite another trade of pieces. We do lose our castling rights, which is kind of stupid. Not really. Still completely and utterly winning. But yeah. Let's put our bishop on d2. Okay, another pawn move. We can take the pawn. We can take the pawn. We can push the pawn. But if we push the pawn, then we'll lose it. So probably not a good move. Instead, I'm just gonna take it. Just free. Keep trading. You know what to say? If the trade is on, then if you can trade and you're up material, it's best to just trade. Ignore anything else. And now we can, of course, keep trading like a good guy would. And we can just, try to get our pieces involved, which is also another thing in the end game. because we're approaching the end game and we need to actually just lock in. Let's just play. Let's play this. Try to invite another trade. Not really care about the pawn structure because there's not enough pieces to generate enough counterplay against my pawn structure, so we should be just fine. Okay, it just brings out the bishop. Good move. And just keep everything solid, nicely defended. You don't blunder or anything. If he attacks your bishop, we were going to play bishop to c3, just counterattacking. Rook to g8, that's a move I cannot quite explain. The only explanation is g5, h5, which basically just pushes the pawns. I cannot explain that move, I'm sorry. Sorry, I'm not paid enough to do that. I'm actually not even paid at all. When your opponent is doing garbage, it's best to just punish them, really. So let's just play the move. Let's just play the move bishop to c3 and prepare e4, e5. Basically, just try to fork them. He sees it. Good. He sees that at least. Now let's play rook to g1. Just create another threat. We got the initiative. We can start making threats on Mr. David here. Don't think he's gonna like it too much. I will though, because I'm gonna melt his head off with my rook. I'm moving my pawn to a safer square. And of course, you know, there's a very powerful bishop. So we're not gonna trade it for now, unless we can get a rook or something. Now I'm looking for knight reroutes. I mean, I could move my other rook to the d1 square. But I'm gonna move my knight, because it's not really doing anything at the moment. So let's just move the knight. Put it on a very good square. Okay, he takes the pawn, but the problem is, I intentionally left the pawn to hang, because once you play, you know, rook to h1, you are gonna get your pawn back. And not only are you gonna get your pawn back, we're gonna get to trade more pieces. So we can take the bishop, straight up just take the bishop. Or we can take with check first. And then, and by the way, if you were wondering if this, then we would just take the knight, and then we would still be up material. So that's why David goes here to preserve. But we're just going to take this. If he takes with the knight, we take another free pawn. He takes with the knight, so we're going to do the obvious thing and take another piece. You're demonstrating a strong understanding of active rooks. I'm really just taking stuff away from you and making you sadder as the game goes on. That's the kindest way to put it. Now let's play rook to d1, invite a trade. You should probably not be trading rooks if you're down material and giving away a file. For example, a good move here is probably just move the rook away and take another open file. But he takes, and now we're just going to convert the advantage. And the way you convert this is you slowly get your pieces around and make sure everything is just well guarded, well defended. You don't hang anything, don't hang any forks, especially with a knight. And this with the rook maneuver here, if you're like in the distance away from a knight like this, it will take at least 3 moves to attack you, and it's going to be a while. You can do a lot of stuff while that happens. And now we can play the move, a very solid move, king to d2, just disallows her from doing anything in the c file, and offers a rook trade. Now this is just a win by auto. We did hang our c-pawn, our f-pawn there, but even if we did hang our f-pawn, if he took it, then we would just probably just come back and then take the some other pawns, or take, you know, the a-pawn. Let's just now move this, and, you know, don't have any problems in the future. He does that. I'll just move back. Okay. Let's attack the knight. Let's mobilize our pawns now. It's time to mobilize our pawns. Pawns are very important in the endgame, unless you don't have any pawns, you just have pieces. Then your pieces are important. Let's continue to take away space from our opponent. We can take this pretty much. It's fine. You can take the pawn back, but we're just gonna keep everything nice and solid. The pass pawns are just going down the board, ready to melt Mr. David's head off. Let's continue. He's trying to hold it. We can continue to bring our king up. He can give us checks, but there's nothing after the checks. We're just gonna keep pushing the pawns. You're making my knight dance. That's my favorite thing about knights. They just dance. We'll just bring the king up with the passed pawns. And generally, if there's like a king and two passed pawns like this, it's probably just going to end in a very, very bad loss for the person that doesn't have the passed pawns. Now we can attack the knight, just make it, move one more time, attack it, and then it's going to go to that square probably. We can go here. If he gives us a check again, we're going to have to figure out a different move. Let's go back here and then go to the right. Or that move. Okay, I was going to go to the right and, bring my pawns up that way. But we're just going to go back. We have the opposition and the pawns are just going. He can take our pawns. We don't care. We're just going to give checks. If there's two pawns on the 6th rank like this, most likely you're not going to be able to stop them. We're just going to go out flank. Knight opposition. I think that's what's called. And now we're just going to promote, make a queen. And let's take the knight. This is called a skewer. And now it's just a basic technique. And if you don't know how to checkmate with a queen, you just go knight opposition. If this was a knight, this would be a check. And once the king is on the final row, you cut him off like this, and then you bring your king. But to leave a little bit of flair, we're gonna promote a rook. Not really. We're gonna make a knight. Can I pre-move against Dave? Thank you. We're gonna make a knight, and then we're gonna bring our king. Like that. I was not calculating. I was distracted with the outside. It's currently raining outside, and there was a lightning bolt that just sowed in my face. That was kind of terrifying. So yeah, that was David. Let's go analyze. What did we miss? Again, knight f6. The Marshall defense. Not really the greatest approach. It is an approach, however. At b5, I mean, it's just a bad move. Now, the better move was queen to d3 for a second, but it was also e4, which I was considering. But when we give up this pawn, then we take that pawn. I mean, I didn't like the double pawns in the middle, so I decided to go with knight c3, which just defends and attacks at the same time. And after that move, then queen f4 check just wins material. We take the pawn, and then after that move, it was en passant, the top ends move, probably only move. And then actually computer wanted us to go here. I would have gone here if I was not blind. Then after this move, then we go here after the queen trade, and then, the pawn hangs, we defend this like that. And it's basically just advantage the whole game, because David blundered. Despite me putting it on 1600. I'm going to play one more game with David. I hope it allows me to play another game, because, chess.com sometimes doesn't allow you, because you have like a time limit for like a month or a week. So yeah, let's see if we can do that. We're going to play with the black piece against Isabel. Generally, the way we're going to do this is 2 games per video, one with white, one with black probably. C4, the English. Okay, the English. Basically just the very complex open, basically a reverse Sicilian, everything about it. I'm going to play the move knight to f6, invite d4, hopefully. Of course, I'm not going to get d4, because this bot is like, what, 1600? We have a couple of moves. We have e5, then will be a reverse Sicilian transposition. I've stopped playing that. I'm going to go with g6 instead. Try to play kind of a King's Indian. And we get our transposition. This is officially the Indian defenses, which means now we can turn it into a Grunfeld. We've tricked the bot into going to a transposition. And now I'm gonna play basically Grunfeld. Taking this pawn, I would take with the knight, and the main line is e4, and then we take the knight, and then we're gonna play bishop to g7, and basically just bully the center until it dies. That's a horrible move. I'm gonna come out and say that's a horrible move. The way you deal with garbage, you start punishing your opponent. We're gonna play the move bishop to d7, because I still feel like we can get some counter play. Oh. It's a horrible move by my opponents. I don't know why they want to attack me so much. I can give away the pawn, believe it or not. Do I want to give away the pawn? Nah. I could probably just give it. That could very much be the best move. But I'm not gonna do it because I don't feel comfortable. So let's instead play something a little more solid and a little bit safer. Let's play... We're probably going to go off theory, really. Let's just play the move. Ooh, that's a good move. Let's analyze together. Let's go with knight c6. I mean, we do break a bit of a policy here. Knight in front of c pawns and queen's pawn positions. Unless they do that, which is a move, I guess. Let's just hop the knight like this. Attack the queen. Knight in the rim is dim, but in this case, it's not that big of a deal if you think about it. You can play e5 actually. Oof. Okay, it's a tough move. We can play c6, just undermine everything. Probably gonna go with e6 because I mean we're just completely undermining the center here, and I'm gonna take with a knight, attack the queen one more time, just making a move. How do we add some more pressure to the center? I could play e5, but then I would block my bishop. Just a temporary attacking move could prove probably not good in the future. So instead, we're gonna play something different. Let's analyze for a move. Let's play the move castles. Castles, just get the king out of the center. Just a generally good idea. Okay, that's a horrible move. I mean, it is a pin, sure, but you just, it looks like e5 might be the only move, honestly. But I'm going to go for rook to c8, set up a trap. The bot sees the trap, which is concerning. I'm going to set up another trap, I think. How can I set up another trap? Let's see what we can play. I can just start running the pawns and just attack my opponent. I can play the move e5, but then again, then my bishop will be blocked. Notice how the pawn on c3 cannot move. We could probably try to use that somehow. But I'm going to play the move knight to a5, which, I mean, it looks completely non-standard, but there is two threats. Number one, we're threatening a fork. Number two, if you play bishop to b5 thinking you're smart, I'll just kill you. Nice. Okay, so he does see this move, which is concerning. The bot saw that. Let's just play this. Just get the bishop pair. Attack the bishop. Gonna have to be defended, probably. It is, in fact, defended. Now we can move our queen up one square. Just generally move the queen. But then they could be discovered attacks that don't like that. So let's just we can gambit the a pawn too. We can play gambit here. What do I do? Do I gambit the a pawn to get some sort of attack going? Because if I move to the c file, he might play the move. Yeah, he might play the move e6 if I go to the c file. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I could also just sack the rook for the bishop and then take with the pawn with the bishop and then just start some sort of attack. Could do that. Could do that very well. But then again, that's just a plan. So I'm just gonna keep it simple and just play a5. That's a move I did not expect. I mean, I kind of expected, to be fair, because we're opposite sides, but at the same time, I did not expect it. Let's play the move. We can play f6, try to open up the bishop again. That's an idea. But then the other pawn will move and win the bishop. We don't want that. So let's just move our queen and put it on the a8 square, but then we'll lose this pawn. Oh my god. Such an annoying bot this is. Wait a minute. Do I have... No, I don't have that. It's an annoying bot. I mean, it's playing stupidly, but it's also a little annoying. Let's just play the move e6. Subtle that. Blocks the other bishop, and... Okay. It's a move. It's a move indeed. I mean, it's not the greatest move I've ever seen. It's just a move. We just defend the bishop, and then we go here. Can't quite give away... Oh, we're gonna have to lose a pawn, aren't we? Shit. Okay. Did not think of this very well. Okay. Okay, we're just down a pawn. It's not very good to be down a pawn, generally. What else do we do? Well, I'm playing a Gambit. I'm gonna try to play Gambit. Don't know if it's gonna work, but probably not gonna work. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Also, the bot is not talking. When the bot doesn't talk, it's locking in. Let's threaten to pin the queen. Oh. Okay. I was gonna tell you how to prevent that. I was probably just gonna move my queen, put it to e3, and then if you get shacked, you just move your king to the corner. But no, the bot just blunders the queen in one move, and now we take it. Stupid bots. Now gonna win the bishop too. I'm kind of sad because I'm gonna try to show you some ways to clutch this position with white. I mean, now we'll just take the bishop. I could have taken the rook too, but I'm probably just gonna go for the mate instead of going for the material. Let's attack the knight. And also we're trying to take another pawn. I mean, it's just a slaughter. Let's take the pawn. Okay, it's an annoying move, but doesn't do much. In terms of a threat, that is. I could just sack my queen, by the way. I could sack my queen and simplify the position in something. And just, you know, a knight for and a rook for a queen, and it would just be rook and bishop versus rook, and I would just have a very, very much a lot of pawns. But I'm just not gonna do that. Instead, I'm just gonna move here. Knight has to move. Unless it does that. I'm gonna threaten this rook on the corner and then take the knight. Here. Check. And then I'm going to take the pawn on g4. I'm going to give a check first, actually. You know, make the king move again. I can take another pawn. I'm just going to... Another pawn. Yes, it's a slaughter. Another pawn. I mean, we're just taking pawns. If you can take free stuff with check, I mean, it's probably just good. And here we can try to win a rook. I don't think we're going to be able to do it. Check. And now he's going to block with something. Check here. Check. Probably going to give another check. Try to win this pawn. And now we've got 5 pawns and rook versus, you know, 5 pawns versus rook. We're going to sacrifice the queen. Because at the end of the game, at the end of the day, we just have an overwhelming amount of material that we can easily clutch a win here. The king is in the box. We're just gonna. I mean, if you have like a 4-0 and then an outside pass pawn, I mean, just use the outside pass pawn as a decoy, I guess, and just push the rest of your pawns. Let's just pre-move this because the king is not inside of the box, which is this little thing here. So let's pre-move, and I'm gonna make a rook to be disrespectful. Don't do this in your games, but if it's against the bot, probably do it. I'm gonna make 3 more knights. How does that sound? Does it sound ridiculous? Better. Well, I'm gonna make 2 knights now. Okay, I'm gonna make 2 knights. Oh, cool. Oh, you're starting to get worried. You should, probably. Let's make sure it's not stalemate. It's not stalemate. Now let's make... You know what? I'll make another knight, and we're just gonna bring our king and checkmate white. Let's go here. Come on, succumb, Borletti. In between move. Here, checkmate. Good game. I'm going to have to study that one. You probably shouldn't. You got checkmated by a rook. If I could have made a queen, I was probably going to do that. Let's go. Where was my blunder? My blunder was, I think it was somewhere queen takes b6. Yeah, queen takes b6 right here. Black had the advantage. Wait, I had the advantage? That's insane. So apparently this was the top engine. Because his attack means if you take this queen to c8, accidental top engine. I thought I was losing. I was just probably going to gambit this and somehow get an attack going on. If you play this move, apparently I would just go here. If you take another pawn, you just open too many lines to your king, and there's just infiltration spots. If you go here, then the queen goes here, attacks this pawn. If you defend that pawn, then apparently you just double up the rooks and apparently get an attack. If you play this, then I get it. Well, okay, so I had a lot of attacking potential. That's the beauty about chess. You can be down like a pawn and still get an attack going. So yeah, that's the beauty about chess. I hope I was able to teach you some concepts in the game of chess. I was able to teach you something. And also, don't blunder your pieces unless you want to sacrifice them for a nice little tactical flair or a win of the game. So yeah, that was it. First episode of how to dominate in the chessboard. I'll see you guys next time.